Hit the like and subscribe as we continue to rebuild the platform. Y'all, when someone shows you who they are, please believe them. When they show you with their actions who they are, please believe them. Corey Holcomb has shown himself to be a bit of a bully. And in recent days, in light of doxing Anton Daniels' daughter, a coward. And in light of this video, to me, he looks like an even bigger coward, right? Because he's going to have energy for this woman who he stated on his podcast, and I watched this live. He said that woman got in his face, right? That's what he said. Now, if we zoom in here, the woman in question, if y'all can see, she's right exactly to the right of the play button. Corey is in the hoodie and the hat there. And if you know who he is, you should be able to identify him, right? So there's space between the two. He said that woman got in his face, which is why he did what he did. So let's watch this. So as you can see, the woman is giving him the big one. Which is stupid on her part, by the way. Why in the world are you in the streets going back and forth with a man? And here come Corey. He mobbed on her. And he said later, as some dude comes in, as he's getting pulled off of Corey by multiple guys, which, oh, by the way, when all you dummies out there who said that Anton Daniels shouldn't have had no security, and he's just at the third for having security, this is why you have security. So you don't get mobbed on by some dudes. It'd be stupid for him to not have security in that situation. And look at Corey again, still walking up to the broad after the fact. This is not a good look for Corey. I can honestly say I've lost a ton of respect for this dude in the last week. Behaviors like that, actions like that. And he said he mushed the broad. I think he punched her. To be perfectly honest, let me zoom in. All right, so here we got it. He gonna mob. He gonna loke up on her in a second. That looked like a punch to me. It don't look like a mush. And of course, the other dude comes in and people immediately start pulling on him, tugging on him to get him off of Corey. Mr. I'll put hands on everybody. Again, like I said, ton of respect lost for this dude over the last week. Especially what he did with that child. Especially what he did with that child. This is just the icing on the cake. But like I said in the beginning, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. He's getting defended way too much for the nonsense that he continues to do. Way too much. And the people that have certain standards for one another are not going to allow nonsense like this to fly. Nonsense like what he's been pulling to fly. And that's been my biggest problem. And I am going to make a video about that because it bothered me to my core in regards to him talking about that man's daughter. It's about a cowardly move especially for somebody who's supposed to be an elder. In the streets of Chicago, when you was growing up in the 80s, that's what y'all was doing? Y'all was going after the kids? That's what you was doing, Corey? That was part of the street code in Chicago? Well, I'm not from Chicago. I've been in Chicago. I spent 2 hours in Chicago on a long layover. Well, it was longer than 2 hours, but I spent about 2 hours in the city right around the airport. I just wanted to get out and see it for a second and hop back in to the airport and go catch my flight and be on time. So I don't know how people roll in Chicago, but out here, that ain't gonna fly. In Los Angeles, that ain't gonna work. All right? So, let's read some comments in here. And let's see what the people have to say. And then we're also going to go into Corey's words about this. I mean, you know what? Matter of fact, I'll do that first. So the best compilation I could find was this one via the GMS show. Shout out to the brother. Go ahead and watch his take on this. He gave some commentary, and he also threw the clips in. So I'm going to let what he had to say play right here, and then Corey's going to follow up and watch his story change.
Corey even brought in witnesses on the 5150 show just to help his case, to which they were supporting his story. But later on, you'll see that kind of was off. Now, initially, the first time Corey spoke on this situation, he claimed that Cristina was in his face, which resulted to him muffing her. But as time went on and he continued to talk about it, he changed up his story a little bit and claimed that he walked up to her and muffed her after all the things she was saying about him that was disrespectful.
Because the world gets misinformed with shit all the motherfucking time, because the new thing is to turn a man into a woman-beating criminal. God! That's the new thing. He. This is the new thing. Everybody, let me just start out by saying this. I have testimony from women I've been over 20 years, and ain't never hit near one of them that hard.
Stupid.
What we found out now to be her husband at least 3 times. Hey man, come get your bitch. Did I say that?
And he tried to, and she did too.
It's on video that she tried to. It's because all that's on video. It's on try where he tried to pull her away, and the bitch was like, just like you said, I'm glad this is on video. Because this talk about a video where I'm a woman beater, but we gonna see, bitch. I got that bitch out my face. Because I ain't the type of nigga who can let a bitch just be in his face talking crazy. I'm just not that kind of guy. I did everything I could to de-escalate it, because this is the second time it happened. But the is acting like, oh, a nigga just did something to her. No, your man was out there. Of course, we was down there. She was with.
Okay, so you heard the man say he got her up out her face. We just saw the video. There was at least 6+ feet between them. She wasn't in his face. She was talking probably a bunch of nonsense, which again, she shouldn't have been doing. You in the streets in the middle of the night arguing with a dude, that's ridiculous on its face. But at the same time, you are too. Because you clearly lied. You said you got her up out your face. You mobbed up on that broad and you quote unquote mushed her / gave a weak punch, whatever the case may be. Allegedly. That's what you did. And we saw it on video. So he must have saw the video via the attorneys So he changed his story later. I saw the original story that he just told. And I actually took his word for it. He got people like, yup, 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 yup. I'm telling you, people gave Anton Daniels a lot of flack, but he said Corey got a bunch of yes men around him, and that's exactly what he got. A bunch of yes men. And that's the last thing you should ever do. Brothers, do not, or anyone, ladies, anybody, do not have a bunch of yes men / women around you. All they're going to do is watch you end up ruining yourself. We need to be challenged as people. We need to have opposing viewpoints so that we can grow. You can't grow hearing the same thing, being in the same bubble all the time. Let me let this finish. This is the updated version of what happened, according to Corey.
Little boyfriend, nigga. We was like, man, get your bitch, homie. Please get your bitch. We got the video of him trying to grab the bitch and her jerking away because this nigga ain't had no power around the bitch. There's also a video that's gonna be seen where the homegirl stood in between us because it got real intense at one moment. I'm gonna say the homegirl name. The homegirl name is Trina. Fucking shit, because Trina, you part of it. I hate you part of it. I had to grab Trina and put Trina to the side and say, don't get involved in this. So the steady yelling, you, die nigga, yo, you should have died on that scooter, all that shit like this. So I muffed the bitch. I walked up to the bitch, shut the fuck up. That's what we call it in Chicago when you push a bitch in the head. I muffed the bitch. Look, if I go to jail, because that's an assault. I found out if you do this to somebody, that's an assault. If I go to jail for assault, I ain't scared to go to jail for assault. I don't have a criminal history of walking around fighting all the time and shit like that. Hey, the bitch stalked me and kept talking crazy to me, and I can prove it. I got witnesses. The reason I'm telling y'all all this, because I want everybody to know what's really going on right now.
Listen, even I gave Corey the benefit of the doubt because I didn't believe he would walk up on a female as if she was a man and assault her over words.
And so did I. I gave him the benefit of the doubt too. I did. But seeing his recent actions, words trigger the dude. He gets highly emotional off words. And to be perfectly honest, I've come across other videos from his podcast to where he's, I'm not going to say unhinged. That ain't the right word. But things just ain't, the math ain't mathing. He'll do something to somebody that act like he doesn't remember or, oh, well, what you mean, type thing. He'll say something about you. He'll be real greasy. You know what they call that? Throwing a rock and hiding your hand. Corey Holcomb is a throwing a rock, hiding his hand Negro. That's what he is. Period. So, let's read some of these comments. What is this? Soul Brother Barbecue. I'm happy those brothers stood up for this beautiful black queen. He has lost all respect. Like I stated, I lost respect for him for sure. When you're walking around acting like a clown, but what are comedians at their core? Comedians are the court jester. That's what they are. They're not to be taken seriously. And that's why when I stated earlier, I didn't listen to his podcast every week because he's not going to give me, I'm not going to learn anything. I'm trying to grow. I listen to his podcast when I want to have a nice couple degenerate laughs. That's what I do. But his content is actually very, very repetitive. Very repetitive. if you're going to go on your platform and talk about this chick and that situation, but you don't have the depth to be able to talk about anything serious, that, it is what it is. It is what it is. Shaheen, proud of the man that instantly slid on him. Yep, and that man got rewarded by getting jumped on by about 5 dudes, right? Why Anton got security?
Nigga, please.
You better. And don't you ever let no fan of another man talk you into doing anything stupid. Don't ever allow that to happen, that's for sure. Let's see what else we got here. Kelly Corinne _. So let me get this straight. He declined the fade from Anton Daniels to do this. Well, this was before. So again, he had all the smoke for this woman here, right? All the smoke for this woman here. When Anton said, hey, brother, we can go outside, what do? He sat his booty cheeks in his chair, didn't move. He didn't get up. So if you're going to do all that rah-rah about how you want to put hands on people, and then somebody calls out your fade and you say no, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know where y'all grew up at. If I am the aggressor, I say I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do XYZ to you. And then you up the ante and I don't do nothing, but that dude looks bad. And again, I'm going to restate this. Neither one of them dudes wanted to fight. But Corey was the one who was acting like he's, the big bad wolf. But in reality, he is the big bad wolf. Huffing and puffing and doing a whole lot of nothing. All right, let's see what else we got here. Actually, let's see what comments she got. This is old. In between this and what happened with Zoe and having to pay $20,000 for a lawyer with Aries, this is why he wasn't quick to fight again. See, here we go. Low-key defending. So if you're not going to fight again, why would you get your obese behind out of your chair and get that man's face and threaten him? If you not try to fight again, we can't be this stupid, man. Like, for real. Big _9 North. When did Anton say he wanted a fade? He said we can step outside. Let's see. That's this next one. Usually when cats are as loud and as apologetic as Corey is, they hiding something for real. Exactly. He does a ton of backdooria talk. And I have a question. And I know I ain't going to get the answer to it, but I got a question. Does he talk about it so much because he might be a victim? And if that's the case, we need to be a safe place, a safe landing spot for him to go ahead and just let go of the trauma. Oh, man. Let's see. This. Yep. Let me see. None your biz 2026. Chimps gone chimp. What is this? Zillatron _ says, agree, love Corey's comedy, but he's proved to be a bi. hitting women, not men. He's a sissy. Can't say that I disagree with that. Oh, man. Miller_P, nah, he should have gotten packed out. They over there stopping homie from doing what they all should have done. Then you could see them telling her to get out of here. Lame. You understand? They with Corey. These probably some of the same dudes that was at the studio when Anton showed up. So they keep talking about Anton's security, acting like Corey didn't have no backup. Come on, bro. Come on. Let's see. Let's see what people have to say to this one. Anaheim Sports Cars. I could not believe what I saw, and I actually was a supporter of his as a comic, but not no more. I'm telling you, he has done some irreparable damage to his brand over the course of the last week or so. Between coming for Anton's kid, he looked bad in that quote unquote debate with Anton Daniels because he couldn't defend his viewpoints with facts, with any empirical data. So he got emotional, started name calling, and then got mad when the man matched his energy. That's exactly what happened. But then you got people saying that, oh yeah, Anton came in with the agenda. What you talking about? If somebody's going to sit up here, and Anton is petty too. Don't get it twisted. He petty too. He's a narcissist. He is. So let's get that, straight. But how in the world is he the one with the agenda when the other dude was the aggressor? That's my only thing. From what I saw, he was being passive aggressive. Look, if me being way more mentally swift than you is being passive aggressive, then I'll wear it every day of the week. All right. So let's go ahead and get, let's see. Poppy_Gordo. She was talking stuff. So yes, she should have left. Real women don't get in men's face. Now I get you. She wasn't in his face though. So, brother, look, when you say stuff like this,
we stunk. Just stunk.
Let's see. D. Michelle responding to Poppy Gordo. The F. He walked up to her face, bruh. Exactly. Will and Cold. If you would know this is year old, and she started it. She hit him first, and it was a must. See, guys like this, okay, don't be guys like Will and Cold. And I'm sure his page is blocked. This is probably a burner that he uses to spit nonsense like this because he knows he'll get fired from his job. Let's see. Exactly. Oh, here we go. What's this? My comment made you mad, and now you're silly behind trying to stalk. Now you super mad. Yeah, no, ain't nobody gonna be mad. I pity you for saying things like this. Okay, let's see. A couple more we're gonna get out. J_T_W516. Not surprised by his comments about women. Now you can make, but you know what? We gotta go with you know what he just did? He went after a wife and child of a man who didn't do nothing to him. Neither one of them did. And especially the child. Like the wife, okay, she's an adult. She can deal with this stuff. We're talking about a child. We're talking about a high school age child. And they're dealing with they're becoming a woman. They're trying to learn how to navigate things socially within their social circles and the world in general. Again, forget just the social circles, the world. So to have this, you go to school, you viral now. For some geriatric aged comedian calling you ugly. This dude pushing 60 years old involving himself in this nonsense. That means he hasn't grown up. He has arrested development. And let me tell you, from, again, his tremors and stuff like that, he's probably on meds and stuff like that. He needs help. He's old. While you with the rah-rah, you need to be sitting up here trying to create generational wealth for your family. But wait, you don't have one. Anyway. Oh, here we go. Here's the Will-On code again. What comments about women? We are talking about women, not whores. So this dude needs to learn how to put a coherent sentence together so that he can properly convey his points. So Will-On code, take your butt back to school so you can learn how to put a complete sentence together. Okay? C. Bands. Where was this energy for Anton? I'm going to read this and another one. We done. Official Joseph Royale. Anton is a man. You see the difference in energy when it's someone who can fight back. Oh, here we go. Will-On codes again.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
You mean the energy when he was right in front of Anton's face and he didn't say nothing? That energy with his security right there. Like, brother, come on. You better stop the nonsense, bro. You said Anton didn't say anything back. Anton was yelling at that man's face. Corey shook his hand, accepted an apology, but he couldn't get over it, so he circled back to it. Then Anton upped the ante. He said, screw it. This dude is a Neanderthal. I can't deal with it. He's stupid. And again, I'm not saying Anton is Einstein or anything like that, but yeah, nah, brother. You know how hard it is to talk to stupid people? You gotta dumb yourself down. They can't defend their points, and then if they can't defend anything that they have to say, then they want to fight you. Then if they fight you and you come out on top, then what's going to happen next? They're going to wait for you outside somewhere and then go try to send you to the 9th floor, as we said, work. Jeez. Butterbone 8. This was a while ago, and Corey allegedly faced legal trouble for it. Can't blame him if he didn't want to deal with the charges again. He didn't look like he was afraid of Anton, in my opinion. It's not about being afraid of Anton, but if you're going to try to intimidate, and then your intimidation is matched with, or the man responds to your intimidation with calling you out for the fade, and you sit there, like people are missing, like people have literally lost the plot. If I try to intimidate you and you call out my fade and I sit there, how in the world did I win? Oh man, Johnny T007, are we really surprised? What's this? Big CB? Nope. Butterbone 8 again. No, because he already talked about this on his show months ago. It's not about talking about the show, talking about it on the show months ago. That's not the crux of the comment. The crux of the comment is the character that he's displayed over the course of the years. That's what it is, not the exact situation. Anyway, this went way longer than it should have, but let me know what you guys think. We being too hard on Corey Holcomb? Or am I on point? As per usual, let me know what you guys think and hit the like, subscribe, please. Until next time, I'm out.